In the novel The Godfather, Fredo is introduced at Connie's wedding, as the kind of son every Italian father dreams of. He is dutiful, loyal, always at his father's service, 30 years old and still living with his parents. Physically he looks like Sonny, with the same Cupid-shaped face, wavy hair and thick lips, but his lips are not sensual, they are granite. Unlike Sonny, he does not cause the Don trouble with women. Later it is made clear, that as children, Freddie had actually been the strongest of the three brothers, and always obedient and respectful toward his father. In the 1930s flashback, he is described as a quiet boy, in contrast to Sonny, who is always getting into trouble, and ends up leading an armed robbery. Fredo goes to high school, while Michael is still in elementary school, and he does not come across as either problematic or brilliant. He is the dutiful son, with no spark of leadership, but proper and faithful. When Vito is shot in the street, Fredo freezes, getting out of the car without having drawn his gun. He is left paralyzed next to the Don's body. The police find him sobbing so hard, that he cannot even answer questions. They discreetly take his gun, and lead him away. Sonny and Michael visit him at home, sedated and ghostly pale. Michael recognizes in him, the same state he saw, in broken soldiers at the front, and he never imagined seeing that in his brother. The narrator closes the scene, by saying that the Don, had not counted on Freddie for important matters for a long time. He lacks intelligence, he is too sensitive, a loner who does not have enough strength of spirit. When the Don returns home from the hospital, the compound is locked down, the house is full of armed men. In that context, Freddie is sent to Las Vegas to recover, and to prepare the ground for the family, to buy a luxury hotel casino. The Don on the West Coast, guarantees his safety, and the other New York families agree to leave him alone. It is not just an exile, it is also a mission. He has to clear the way in Nevada, for the future of the family, but far from the direct line of fire of the war. From Lucy Mancini's point of view, since she is in Las Vegas at that time, Fredo changes a lot. She does not see him often, but she notices a clear shift. With women he is charming, he dresses elegantly, he seems like the ideal man to run a hotel casino. He loses weight, and adopts a very attractive Hollywood style. When Michael arrives in Las Vegas, he sees him in a flawless gray suit, perfectly shaved, with manicured hands, and a carefully styled haircut. The Don, however, does not trust him. Tom Hagen asks Lucy to keep an eye on Freddie, explaining that the father is worried, because his son is friends with Mo Green, and there is fear he might get into trouble. Fredo is described as a good public relations man, useful for the casino, and at the same time, a weak point that has to be watched. Fredo, for his part, knows he is on his father's blacklist, and he is resentful toward Hagen, because he feels Tom has not handled things properly with the Don. That tension with Tom does not appear in the film, but in the novel it is clear. At the Las Vegas meeting with Mo Green, Michael calls him out, for having slapped Freddie in public. Fredo, nervous, plays it down. Green laughs, and tells the truth. He hired Freddie, because the family put up the money for the hotel and casino. He got angry, because Freddie was messing around with all the waitresses, and taking them to bed 2 at a time. The public humiliation comes from his excesses, and from how that behavior affects the casino's business. Hagen and Michael exchange a look, understanding why Vito is so angry with Fredo. There are 2 serious things in the Don's eyes. Having relations with 2 women at once is a sign of depravity, and Vito is very strict about this. Allowing a man like Mo Green to humiliate him in public is a lack of respect toward the family name. Freddie has proved to be just an errand boy, on top of being a compulsive womanizer. The novel also shows a side of Fredo that the movie hardly touches, his capacity for certain loyal and caring gestures. At an important funeral in California, for a family friend who does not even appear in the film, no other member of the Corleone family travels there, except Freddie, who shows up representing the name of the family on the West Coast. When Lucy has surgery in Las Vegas, the only person in the hotel who knows about it is Fredo, who authorizes her absence, and says that all costs will be covered by the hotel. There he appears as a good boss and protector, not just Moe's employee, or a useless fool. During Vito's funeral scene in the film, we don't see Fredo around, but in the novel his place is very clear. Lucy Mancini and Freddie arrive from Las Vegas, and Michael spends most of the day in the library with Kay, Tom Hagen, and Fredo, receiving condolences. Vito's coffin is carried by Clemenza, Tessio, Rocco, Mary, and naturally, the Don's sons, Fredo and Michael. In other words, despite his failings, at the central moment of mourning, he is still inside the inner circle, literally holding his father's coffin alongside Michael.